So we're going to start today at the back of our mat in our child's pose. So bring the big toes to knit nice and tightly together. Take the knees nice and wide as your mat. And stretching the hands out in front. If you want to come into a bit of a different beginning, then you can bring the knees together, reaching the hands out in front as well. As you exhale, start to bow the body down to the mat. Again, we're coming into an active child's pose here, so wherever you are, keep reaching the fingertips forward, as if we're literally trying to pull the mat towards us. So we feel the shoulders start to engage, the fingers are spread nice and wide. We're drawing our tailbone down towards our heels at the same time as reaching forward to the very top of the mat. Good, and close your eyes. Start to connect with your breath, perhaps reciting your mantra to yourself or just letting it echo in your head. I am present. Good, feel the length of the spine, start to feel the body stretching out a little bit, maybe creep the hands forward perhaps. Start to feel a stretch in the shoulders, the hips opening as well. Good, and then ground down through your hands here as we start to curve up through the spine, working through each vertebrae as we do. And then just start to drop the hips, leaving the knees nice and wide. Just let the legs do what they want to do here. They might fan open a little bit. Good, almost coming into a cobra pose. Tuck the elbows in, release the shoulders. Good, and then press into the hands, bring the toes back together as you send the hips back to the heels. Good, and again, inhale, we curve through the spine, chin comes to chest, and then drop the hips at the bottom, lift the chest, let the shoulders sink down the back. Exhale, push back through the knees, toes come to touch, heels meet our sit bones. Good, let's do this one more time, press into the hands, curving up, really wave through the spine. This time, bringing the knees to a little bit more parallel. Hug the elbows in, lifting the chest. And then exhale this time, we're going to come to our tabletop pose. Just check your alignment for everything. Wrap those elbows towards you and underneath to release the shoulders from the ears. We're going to take some cat-cows here. Knees are under our hips. Good, spread the fingers nice and wide. Head is in alignment, looking, gazing between the hands. Good, as you take an inhale now, think of dropping the belly to the floor as you lift the gaze. Tailbone lifts nice and high. Good, then as you exhale, push the floor away from you as we start to straighten the arms, curving the spine now, chin comes to chest. Good, and again, inhale to come through. And exhale, curving the spine. Good, let's take this one more. Here we go. Inhale to come through, maybe closing your eyes. And exhale, push the floor away. Shoo, each vertebrae curls under, head comes last. Lovely, and then come back to a neutral spine. Good. My friends, tuck your toes underneath now. Belly button is engaged right the way up to your spine. We'll hover the knees off the floor first. Good, start to press into the hands now as you send the sit bones high. Keep the knees bent. Send the body back to the thighs. Good, hands are nice and active. Again, pressing into the index finger and the thumb. Are your ears in line with your biceps? Are your knees nice and soft? Good, send the body through the arms to the thighs. And then start to slowly straighten the legs any amount, easing the heels to the floor. Good, lovely downward facing dog. Don't worry if the heels don't touch the floor yet. Keep the knees nice and soft. Good, we're going to take an inhale here to rise up onto the balls of our feet. And then as you exhale, just start to flare the heels out to the side. So we're turning the heels out, toes come to face in a little bit. And then as we exhale, we're easing the heels down to the floor. This is just internally rotating our legs here. Good, again, keep the knees nice and soft if that feels good for you. Keep breathing, tap into your breath. Keep repeating your mantra. Then as we inhale now, we're going to raise the heels off the mat. Start to curve through the spine as we did on the floor. As you bring your shoulders over your fingertips, soften in the knees. Come back through that hovered tabletop pose. Send the hips high as you send the chest back to the thighs again. And then ease the heels down. Shoo. Lovely. So we've gone through all those little motions, little positions we did before, but just connecting them into a little wave. Let's do that again. Inhale, raise the heels, curve through each vertebrae, bringing the body forward, shoulders on top of the fingertips. Soften the knees now as we send the body back, hovered tabletop. Good, press into the hands, send the body back to the thighs, tailbone lifts, and then ease the heels down. Good, let's do that one more time. A little flowier now. Inhale, raise the heels, curve through, wave through to plank. Exhale, soften the knees, hover off the floor. Send the body to the thighs, ease the heels down, downward dog. My friends, take an inhale in here, ease the heels down. As you exhale now, looking between the hands, we're going to step the right leg between the hands at the top of the mat. You can help it through with your hands as much as you need to. And then we're going to drop the left knee and untuck the toe. Right knee is directly on top of the ankle now. And as you inhale, float the body and the arms up to our low lunge pose. Lovely thing of elongating the tailbone down towards the floor. So instead of sitting into it here, think of almost zipping up the front of the body. Like you got some really tight jeans on. Good, palms face into one another, reach the fingers up to the sky. And then on an exhale, just soften the shoulders away from the ears. Take one more inhale in here. As you exhale, draw the palms down the middle of the body to Anjali Mudra. Nice active low lunge here, feeling the legs doing their work, shaking. Good, take an inhale now as we reach the fingers up to the sky, lift the gaze at the top this time. And then as we exhale, bringing the fingertips down to frame the front foot. Start to send the hips up and back as we flex and straighten the front leg into our half split pose, Ardha Hanumanasana. Good, if you want to grab some blocks to have either side of you here, just for a little more height and support, this is a really great place to use them. Good, so bringing those toes to face up to you. Here we want to think of squaring the hips off to the front of the mat, so think of just guiding that right hip crease back. Elongating through the top of the head forward and also out through the tailbone. In our tabletop pose. Keep breathing, starting to work into the hamstring here. Good, my friends, take one more inhale in. And then as you exhale, rolling through the front foot now, come back to that low lunge. Plant the left hand down, tuck the back toe underneath, and we're going to raise the back knee off the mat into our runner's lunge. Good, just have a little feel how that feels. Maybe rock forwards and backwards. Working into the ankle, the calf, and the foot as well. And then when you're ready, ground through the left hand, and we're going to inhale and reach the right hand up to the sky. Good, think of hugging the right thigh into the midline of the body here. And close your eyes just to tap into that inner experience. Feel your presence, feel the energy, your prana, your breath moving around your body. And then exhale to plant the right hand down on the outside of the right foot. Good, push away from the floor now, part the shoulder blades to the sky as you step the right leg back to your high plank pose. Good, you can drop the knees here to modify, or take an inhale to shift forward, shoulders come on top of the fingertips. As you exhale now, lower the body down as you hug the elbows into the side. Can we hover for a second? And then release all the way, good. Untuck the toes, inhale now as we elongate, rise up to cobra, shoulders relax. Exhale, float the body down, head comes last. Good, push back through the knees now, tuck the toes underneath as we hover the knees off. Send the body back to the thighs as we lift the tailbone. And then straighten the legs when you're ready, downward facing dog. Amazing work, my friends. Have a little pedal out here. And then find some stillness. Take an inhale in. As you exhale, step the left foot through the hands this time and then drop the right knee. Good, untuck the toes. And then as you inhale, rising up, low lunge. Good, tailbone lengthens to the floor. Remember zipping up those jeans at the front. Palms face into one another, reach the body up and out of the hips. Good, feel the movement coming through your body. Take an inhale in. Exhale, draw the palms down the center. Should feel a lovely stretch right through the right hip flexor here. Good, take an inhale now. As you send your prayer hands up to the sky, open them up as you lift the chest. And then exhale, float the hands down to frame the front foot. Good, start to send the hips up and back now, straightening the left leg into our Ardha Hanumanasana. Grab your blocks if you need them. Left toes are pointing up towards you. Good, and then square off those hips, guiding the left hip crease back this time. Close your eyes, use your breath. Remember your mantra, I am present. Take an inhale in here. And then exhale to roll through the front foot. Good, plant both hands down now. Tuck the back toe underneath and raise the back knee off. Nice, have a little shift forwards and backwards, just working onto this side of our runner's lunge. Good, then when you're ready, plant the right hand down at this time. And as we inhale, we're opening up the left side of the body, reach the left hand to the sky. Good, again, try not to sink into this position. Think of pulling up and away, push away from the floor. Hug the left leg in, so we're nice and controlled, nice and balanced. Exhale to plant the left hand down now. Push away from the floor, core is engaged. Step the left leg back to high plank pose and then take your flow. Drop the knees to modify. Exhale, we lower down, hug the elbows in wherever you are. Good, and take an inhale to swim the body through to cobra. Perhaps this time you press into the tops of the feet and the thighs lift off the mat into upward facing dog. And then making your way back through your knees or rolling over your feet to your downward facing dog. Lovely. On your next inhale, we're going to raise the right leg to the sky now, three-legged dog. Keep the hips nice and square. Think of dialing the right toes down to the floor. Press into the right hand. Good, and then bending the right knee now, look to the top of the mat. And we're going to step the right leg through the hands, helping it along as much as you need to. Good, keeping the back knee off this time if you can. As you take an inhale, we're going to raise the body up as we float the hands up to our high lunge. Again, think of hugging the right thigh into the body as we did before. Right knee is on top of the right ankle, palms face in towards one another. Good, back knee is nice and pulled up here. Hips are square. Good, my friends, core is engaged. If you want to soften into the back knee a little bit, if that helps to lengthen the tailbone down to the floor, then absolutely please do. Good, take another inhale in here. Then as you exhale, grounding down through the left heel, start to open the body up to the long edge of the mat as we come to our warrior two pose. Good, so both hips are facing the long edge of the mat, left toes are facing that way too. Good, the right foot has stayed facing the top of our mat, and just have a little look down. You should be able to see your right big toe. So the right knee is nice and open. Warrior two. Good, tailbone is lengthened. Think of pressing the arms down, shoulder blades drawing down the back. Gazing through the middle of the right hand here. Good, my friends, nice and bent into that right knee. And then on your next inhale, we're going to straighten the right leg. Turn the right palm to face up to the sky. Good, as we inhale now, think of shifting the ribs forward as we shift the ribs back. And then exhale, we're going to cartwheel the body all the way around to our triangle pose. Good, attaching the back of the right hand to the inside of the right leg. Think of pressing the hand into the leg here. Reach the left fingers up to the sky. Good, use this connection with your hand into the leg to open up the front of the body, and think of peeling the left hip open to the sky as well. Gaze can come up, or if that's a little bit uncomfortable, just bring it down to the floor. Lovely, my friends. Exhale now, soften into the right knee as we rise the body back up to warrior two. Can you bend into that front leg even more? Imagine drawing both feet into the middle of the body as if you were trying to crumple up your mat underneath. And then when you're ready, cartwheel the arms round to frame the front foot, pivot on the back leg, and then step back to your plank pose. Drop the knees, and then take your flow. Meeting back in your downward facing dog. Take whatever you need here. Perhaps you want stillness when you get to your downward dog. Good, my friends, then on your next inhale, raise the left leg to the sky this time. Three-legged dog. Keeping the hips square, dial the left toes down to the floor. And then bend into the left knee as you look towards the hands, stepping the foot between the hands on the left side. Good, find your grounding, and then as you inhale, raising up to low lunge. Lengthen the tailbone. Relax the shoulders. Good, feel that flow, feel that burn. Take one more inhale in here, whee! And then as we exhale, ground through the back foot as we open up to our warrior two on the left side. Good, palms facing down. Think of really pressing down through the arms. Check your alignment, back leg is pulled up. Make sure you can see your left big toe in your warrior two. Gazing through the middle finger of the left hand. Good, my friends. Next inhale, now straightening the front leg. Turn the palm to face up to the sky, and as you inhale, shift the ribs forward as you send the hips back. Exhale to rotate round your triangle pose. Good, keep the right toes facing the long edge of the mat. Press the back of the hand into the leg. Good, right fingers reach up. Feeling the right hip open to the sky. Keep breathing, keep being present. Notice where you are on this side. Take one more inhale. Can you reach the fingers up even more? Exhale, looking down now, softening to the front leg. Rise up, warrior two. Can we bend a little more into our warrior two? Make sure that left leg is nice and turned out, open hip. And then exhale, cartwheel down, frame the front foot. Pivot on the back leg now. As you plank your hands, step back to plank pose, and then take your flow. Inhale to shift. Exhale, lower down, hug the elbows in. Inhale now as we swim through, open to cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale, make your way back to your downward facing dog. Take an inhale. Now as you soften your knees, look to the top of your mat. Good, take 2 steps or a little hop to join your hands. And then we're going to bring the sit bones all the way down to the ground. Good, my friends. Reach both legs out in front of you. Nice and straight, have a little rock from side to side. Good, soften in the knees a little bit here. As we take an inhale now, think of rolling the shoulders back, round and down, so we've got a lovely long spine. And then as we exhale, we're going to start to fold over our legs now. Good, now we're trying not to, the aim isn't to get our head to touch our knees or anything. We're aiming for a lovely long spine again, so if that means bending your knees quite significantly and possibly holding on to the lower legs, then this is a really great place to be. If you're a little bit more loose in the hamstrings, then of course straightening the legs, maybe bringing the hands to the floor. If you want a more of a surrendering pose, then bring the palms to face up. Come back to your breath, come back to your mantra. I am present. Lovely, my friends. Start to walk the hands back in now as you raise your body up. Come to cross your legs and find a seated position in the center of your mat. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw. Draw your palms together at your heart center. Repeating after me. I am present. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up, and thank you for flowing and moving your body. And from my heart to yours, namaste.